Hello, my name is Ray Draper, and today I would like to persuade you to do your family history. Have you been told by your kids, "Hey, Mom, you look a lot like your grandpa," or "You look a lot like your mom," or you've been told by your dad, by your kids, "Hey, Dad, why are you bald? How come is that? What's up with that?" "I don't know." Well, it all comes down to family history. And today I want to persuade you on doing your family history and why it's important. We're going to be talking about understanding our genealogy, or family, what is known as family history, researching our family history, and then finally documentation and why it's important. Now that we've discussed our topics today, let's go ahead and go over our first topic, which is understanding genealogy. When it comes to family history, each and every one of us, we each have a different story for our whole family. Many of the families that came to America, they have a special story. And if we learn about our family history, we can be able to share that with other people. Some of our ancestors, when they first arrived to the United States, they wanted to blend in with the culture. So they changed their last name. They changed the spelling of their last name, because they didn't think that they would be welcome by living there. There were many people that, it's like, for example, I have a relative that changed his name from Mueller to Miller when he arrived to America. So it all comes down to our family lines. It comes down to our family history. And our last names are part of that family history. Last names, according to David Hay, they've generated from either the employment of the family, like Draper, for example. Draper comes from an apparel salesman, where they did apparel, clothing lines, clothing. Or there were other people where they had their father's name was Eric, so their last name was Erickson. So they got the first name and they were the son of Eric. So therefore, they were Erickson. That is how they got their last name. And then, in the movie Robin Hood, Robin of Locksley. He was of Locksley. That's where he was from. That's where they resided. So that was his last name, was of Locksley. So last names, they have a variety of different reasons on why they are. But it's important for us to know this information. Why is it important? Well, because it comes down to genetics. It comes down to who we are. And we need to research. We need to find out all this information. So let's go ahead and talk about research. Researching our family history is important because of medical reasons. If we don't know what's wrong with us, then how are we going to tell our kids, "Hey, this is the reason why you are wearing glasses," because I had to wear glasses, because my father and my mother both wore glasses, and their parents both wore glasses. It all falls down. It all is inherited. We inherit certain traits in our family line. Some people inherit a more keen gene of cancer. So we might end up having a high possibility of having cancer. It's all important. We want to know what is wrong with us. And when we go and see the doctor says, "Hey, do you happen to have a history of high blood pressure? Does anybody in your family have a high history of blood pressure? Does anybody in your family have a high history? Does anybody in your family have died from heart disease? On which side does that person have heart disease? Was it on your mother or was it on your father?" There are certain traits that are more dominant. It either comes from the mother's side or it comes from the father's side, but one side is more dominant than the other, and science has figured out which one is more dominant. So finding out our relatives is important. finding out what the history of our relatives is very important for our health. It's also important for the kids. The kids, they ask those questions. Hey, where did we come from? And you say, well, we came from down the street. That's where we came from. Kids are like, that's not a good answer. Come on, give me, where did we come from? Do we have anybody famous in our family? Well, we might not know. So we do a lot of research. We go online. We search on Ancestry.com. Great place to find out about our family history. And once we do our research, we need to document it. It's very important to document. Document, document, document. That is how you keep records about your family, is by documenting it. So we document it. And then the kids, they can take that documentation and they can share it with the kids at school and show, hey, I'm related to Buffalo Bill. Isn't that really cool? So now that you have an idea on what we talked about on understanding family history and researching family history, and then the importance of documenting it, now you can sit down with your grandparents and you can ask them a question. Hey, where did our family come from? You never know what they're going to say, because grandparents, they have some of the best stories. And if the kids ever ask you, are we related to anybody famous? You can answer, yes, we are related to somebody famous. And the kids are like, really? Awesome! You're related to George Bush. Ah! Or another famous president, Abraham Lincoln. Hey! So it's all really cool. It's all vital. Helps us answer those questions, because we don't want to be clueless in front of the kids, especially the kids. So have a great one, and good luck in your research. And I hope the next time you want to know about your family history, you will go online and you will search. So go get them. Have a great one.